and I hope we give everybody, the best show they've ever seen on dirt.
Patrick Murphy and his staff have done an incredible job. This has been an amazing tournament so far, but it's all on the line for these two teams. Welcome back, Alyssa Lang, Kayla Braud, and Maddie Shipman here with you. Let's get some game picks in, starting with who's the most important player for each team. Kayla, who do you think's the most crucial for Tennessee?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Allie Shipman behind the plate. I think she plays a really pivotal factor, like we said, catching up Callie Turner, who's going to be the new pitcher, the number 2 for this Tennessee staff. She's going to have to really control her momentum. But on the other side, offensively, she plays such an important factor because big players step up in big moments. And we saw with her home run, she was the only player to get a hit against Arkansas. She single-handedly was the offense for Tennessee. She's going to need to do the same thing today.
Well, when I'm looking at Alabama's squad, I know you guys are going to be shocked that I am not going to pick the SEC Player of the Year, but for me, it is Kaylee Tao. She is somebody that bats behind Bailey Hemphill. If I'm Tennessee, I am not letting Bailey Hemphill beat me. I would put her on base every single time she came up to the plate. So it's going to come down to Kaylee Tao and her ability to come through with that timely hit.
Who's going to win?
I mean, can we just at least we'll just pick our alma mater?
Yeah, these two have some familiarity with these squads.
That's right.
Of course, Kayla having played on this field and Maddie having played up in Knoxville. It is set to be a great second semifinal of the day here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Winner gets the Florida Gators in tomorrow's championship game. Let's get it over to Beth, Michelle, and Amanda for the call. Ladies.
Oh, it is a challenge sometimes in the family to just get along. Braud and Shipman. A testy night coming up as we welcome you to the SEC on ESPN. One spot left in the SEC tournament final. Will it be Tennessee or Alabama moving on to face the top-seeded Florida Gators? Florida walked it off in a 3-hour game that ended just a few moments ago. After they lost the lead in the top of the 7th, they won it in the bottom 7-6 over Missouri. So they are moving on. The Crimson Tide, the hottest team in the tournament, winners of 11 straight, trying to make it a dozen to advance. Hi, and we welcome you to the Rhodes House here in Tuscaloosa. Beth Mowins along with Michelle Smith and Amanda Scarborough. The other thing that they're trying to do, Amanda, of course, is to take care of the home crowd and try and win it for the second time in their home stadium. Bailey Hemphill has just been phenomenal all year long, the Player of the Year.
And last night, Bailey Hemphill gave the fans what they wanted on her home field. A couple of home runs that she hit off of Kentucky. Her fifth multi-home run game. Or excuse me, the fifth multi-home run game in SEC tournament history. She has so much power, Michelle and Beth. Every time she sets foot into the box, she has a chance to go yard. That second home run tied Kelly Cretchman's record for Alabama.
Yeah, now tied for #1 all-time in home runs. It's been about the drama for Tennessee on the other side, Michelle, and Allie Shipman providing a stunning upset of Arkansas in the quarters.
Yeah, and this is a Tennessee team that they have not hit a lot of balls here in this 2-game tournament that they've already played, but the 7 hits that they have got have been timely. Ivy Davis is going to take this ball into the gap against Texas A&M, and this walk-off 2-run double is all they need to move on to Arkansas. And against Arkansas on Thursday, it was Allie Shipman, a knee-buckling changeup first pitch, and then later in the at-bat, boom, out of the yard. That solo shot was all that Tennessee needed. She actually had both hits in that game, so the Vols looking to get some more offense going here against Alabama.
They are really good when they hit a home run, 32-5. They've been very good in one-run games this year, and on 9 occasions they allowed just 1 hit. Montana Fouts, who tied the SEC tournament strikeout record for a single game with 15 yesterday, is back out there, a 20-game winner from Grayson, Kentucky. Co-pitcher of the year, along with Mary Half of Arkansas. And here is a look at the starting lineup for the Lady Vols. Shipman has 2 hits through their first 2 games, 3 hits, excuse me, through their first 2 games. The rest of the team only has 4. So she's looking for some help. Also of note, they are not going with ace Ashley Rogers in the circle, who has struck out 25 in the last 2 games, getting both wins. They will go with Callie Turner to start against Fouts tonight. Underway in our second semifinal, and it's in for a strike from Montana. Kiki Malloy will lead things off, the center fielder, followed by Ayala, Morgan, and Shipman. They're 2-0 despite the fact they have just 7 hits. So when you talk about timely, they've bunched them all together in a couple of innings and survived and advanced.
Well, it's nice when you have Ashley Rogers pitching for you, and
Yes,
she
that
can throw a lot
helps.
of strikeouts, not give up a ton of runs.
That shutout against Arkansas.
Only gave up a couple through the first 2 games. Malloy unleashes on one. That's back to the track. And Kiki Malloy, does it stay fair? It does not. Wow. That put a charge into the Lady Vol fans.
It just kept going.
Yeah, Malloy, 13 home runs out of that leadoff spot. So she's that 5-tool athlete that can hit for average. She can run. And oh yeah, she can hit for power.
Added that element to her game this year. It's hard to see with the camera. You know, obviously we can't get you right down the line. But yeah, as it elevated, it kept going farther and farther. 2-2. Down in the dirt, full count.
Fout's working a change-up, a pitch she's been working on. There's that velo up towards 70 miles an hour.
Pitch count was okay yesterday, so she shouldn't feel too taxed going back to back here. 3-2 pitch. And that one goes the other way. Off the wall, and Malloy will motor around to third and may not stop there. Now the stop sign is up, and Kiki fired up with the leadoff triple.
Some nice swings in this at bat. Michelle, Kiki Malloy gets a curveball and she goes with it. A pitch too much on the plate, almost gets out of here. It hits the wall and KB Sides tries to go for it, but because it bounces off the wall, gets away from KB Sides. Kiki Malloy is able just to motor around second. Her long strides, she's so athletic, easily gets a triple.
Amanda Ayala. Well, that was big for their table setter, Kiki Malloy. Her first hit of the tournament. Ayala had a couple against Texas A&M in their opener, 0 for 3 against Arkansas. As Sides fighting the sun out there in right. Still could be a factor in right and at second base. That's why they've both got the shades on. That's the glare you're looking at. Ayala lays off it.
Because I know we're at Alabama's home field, but Tennessee's dugout is loud and their fans, they're into it. You saw that emotion out of Kiki Malloy. Great at bat by her to get things going, but they're being all in the dugout, loud.
Ayala to the right side, and that's good enough to get a run in as Malloy scores 1-0.
Alabama defense was playing deep on that. So the defense, middles for Alabama staying back even with the runner at third. Picking up the out, but Alabama plates the first run of the game.
The triple for Malloy. Ayala brings her in, and here's Ashley Morgan. It's been a good reversal of fortunes for Tennessee after they lost 4 of their last 5 to close out the regular season. But making breaks through the first 2 games of this tournament. They've got some power. They certainly have speed. They led the SEC in stolen bases this year. And probably with the 2 wins already, they've done enough to get a host site for the NCAA tournament, one would think. Strong resume. Couldn't hold up. Strike 2.
To start that bad hit, it's so hard to hold up, especially against the velocity of Fouts.
Two and two.
Well, it's a really veteran team for Tennessee, too. And they have players that have just felt like they've been around forever. Ashley Morgan being one of those players, one of the many seniors that start in this lineup for them.
There's Ashley Rogers. Fabulous over the last 2 nights for Tennessee. And a walk. Or did it hit her? Excuse me. Yep.
It's like a drop ball that's just coming down and in. Montana needs to get on top of that pitch a little bit more.
Off the end of the bat of Shipman. So a good showdown here. Junior out of Valencia, California. 3 for 6. A home run, a double. 3 runs batted in through the first 2 games. And that one down in the dirt. So Fouts, an issue early on here, finding the strike zone. And Bailey Hempill will go out and settle things down a little bit as Morgan advances to second.
I don't know if you're seeing this, Michelle, but it just seems like she's going more to that drop ball than we're used to seeing out of Montana Fouts, not having good control of it early.
Yeah, her rise ball in her first 2 games here was really the pitch that was the difference maker.
Score that a wild pitch. Stephanie Van Brakel pro throw. Pitching coach signaling in. 1 and 2.
Again, staying downstairs on the outside corner to Shipman.
Told us this week she really felt coming in. She had been moving the ball well through the zone, making it dance. Shipman stays away.
And one thing I might be thinking here for why she's throwing more drop balls is the way that Kiki Malloy hammered that rise ball that was almost hit for a home run, even though it was foul. That pitch was up in the zone, so possibly already trying to change their game plan, thinking that Tennessee is looking up in the zone for that rise ball.
2-2. Outside the line as Morgan was charging.
One thing about the rise ball, you know, you can't throw through your spin, and with all the velocity that Montana throws with, she really just needs to dig deep, pull back, and get underneath that pitch. That's where she's going to get the lift.
20 pitches in this inning.
Wow. And a mound visit for the former All-American and MVP of the SEC tournament, Stephanie Van Brakel, back in 2005. The numbers this season for Montana, they took 2 of 3 from Tennessee here at the Rhodes House in March. Montana went 1-1. She and Rogers had a couple of great duels.
Yeah.
But the hits greater than the strikeouts.
Which you don't see very often.
No.
Normally it's reversed. Well, the pitch that showed up earlier already in this inning was the changeup that Montana doesn't throw a lot. So you can tell they're already trying to throw a different game. And sometimes you have to think about, no matter what the matchup, you have to throw your best game as a pitcher.
Preach.
Yep.
Got her to go after the rise.
And that's it. That's Montana Foult's best game, the rise ball. And Amanda, you know it. When you're in the circle, you have to throw the pitches that you're most comfortable with, even if you're matching up against the strength of your opponent. So this rise ball is elevated. It gets up in the eyes of Shipman. She gets her to swing through it after working her low in the zone. And I love the fact they finally go back to Foult's rise ball.
First strikeout for Montana, 2 down, and she'll get the slow roller right back to her. Scoops to first, side retired. Alabama picking up the bats. When we come back, they find themselves down 1-0. Malloy and Ayala comboing.
Obsession has many names. This is ours, the Lexus IS. All in on the sports sedan.
Lease the 2021 IS 300 for $369 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Mom!
Yeah?
I fell.
Okay, there's bandages in the cabinet.
I'm bleeding.
Grab 2.
Sheba, what cats want.
At Domino's, we're constantly innovating to find better ways to deliver you pizza, which is why we're testing driverless delivery powered by Neuro. And it's got someone back to their old habits. Avoid the Noid when you get any 2 or more medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas delivered for just $5.99 each.
Hiring is challenging, especially for key roles.
The hiring process can feel overwhelming. Sometimes you just don't know where to start. So I use ZipRecruiter. They automatically post at the top job sites, and I start getting qualified candidates really fast. With ZipRecruiter, I've hired everyone from my head of marketing to my sales director and even my lead graphic designer. And less time spent on hiring means more time spent on growing my business.
ZipRecruiter, rated the #1 hiring site. Try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/fans.
Here is the starting lineup tonight for the Alabama Crimson Tide, starting out with Alexis Mack, and then Bailey Hemphill in the quarterfinal last night, 2 home runs, which ties the tournament record. And those were her 59th and 60th career bombs to even her up with Kelly Kretschmann atop the career mark for the University of Alabama. And for the Crimson Tide, they will face Callie Turner, the sophomore from Land O'Lakes, Florida.
And the lefty pitcher going up against this lineup for Alabama that just has 3 right-handed hitters in it. She's going to be able to mix speeds well. She'll stay down in the zone. Karen Weekly said about Callie Turner, you know, there's times that we see brilliance out of her, and then there's times that we see the youth. Had to take on a big load last year in the shortened season for Tennessee.
Mack, the lefty slapper. 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. Alabama has 4 players in this lineup that have a 6 or 7 game hit streak. And they have won 11 games in a row since they lost to Florida in mid-April. Well, Madison Shipman on SEC Now talking about she wouldn't really pitch much to Bailey Hemphill, and let's see if Callie Turner agrees with her here.
Well, they threw her first pitch changeup for a strike, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems like they're pitching to her.
Did you see the speed? 47 miles an hour.
Yep. That's where they're best. They live in the 47, 48 to 52 miles an hour.
Boy.
Come right back with another one.
Hoping to, if the velo in is slow, the velo out would be slow. Is that part of the game plan here? Bailey does have a home run off of Turner this year.
I think you guys, if Hannon and Malloy could go play beyond the fence in left field and center field,
They are on
that's
the
where
track.
they would
Look
be.
at that.
Just hang out and then come back in when they need to.
Wow, another off
Another
speed.
one. Nice.
That's pretty. Has a lot of spin to it too. See it coming out of the back of her hand, has that rotation. Outside corner.
The more the ball rotates, the harder it is to see. It looks like it's coming faster than it is.
Comes back with some velocity, missed it 3-2. So about a 20-mile-an-hour difference those last two pitches.
That's right.
Karen Weekly, Megan Rhodes Smith, the pitching coach, new this year. And Bailey, good eye, draws the walk. One out base runner for Bama.
That's what makes her so good too. She just has such good plate discipline, 44 walks on the season, such a good eye, doesn't strike out a lot.
And can you protect her? This is the other thing they talked about on the set. Kaylee Tao is probably going to get some pitches to look at, the senior from Madisonville. She's hit in 70 games straight. Batting .560 with 2 home runs over that stretch, and there she goes. Oppo down the line, 2 on with 1 out.
Well, she doesn't waste any time. You think lefty-lefty matchup, the advantage might be to Callie Turner, but Kaylee Tao just taking a pitch that's up in the zone and just drives it right past Chelsea Sager, the third baseman. A lot of zip on that ball, getting it into the outfield.
Jenna Johnson moving up in the batting order and hitting 4th today. She was 1 for 3 with a couple runs batted in against Kentucky last night.
And you guys, I think about being on your home field, playing in front of all these fans. You want to give them a reason to get into this game, especially with the way that Tennessee came out early.
Try and generate a little positive energy.
Yep.
And some more conversations, this time for the Tennessee side. Great to be back in the Rhodes House, fans in attendance. Look at them all out there in the Brickyard with their chairs and sunglasses. Gorgeous evening here in Tuscaloosa. Pat's Army appears to have a few more troops tonight. I don't know if they were sneaking in through some nooks and crannies, but softball fans thrilled to be able to get back into the ball yard. Chance for the Tide, down a run early. 2-0 to Jenna Johnson. Johnson to short, hot shot. They'll go to get Hemphill the lead at 3rd, 2 down. Alabama won the SEC tournament here in 2012. Trying to get back together with Florida. They met in the 2019 SEC tournament final. A win for the Gators, who will have a chance tomorrow night for the three-peat. Never been done before. Florida, thrilling walk-off win earlier after they had lost the lead to Missouri in the 7th inning, scored twice in the bottom. Florida won 2 of 3 from Alabama here earlier this year. Side sliced foul. Gotta love the homemade sign.
Yeah.
KB8. Good change. 2 and 2. That was back in the days when number signs actually meant number signs and not hashtags for you youngsters out there. Us old timers had it first. 2-2 pitch. Protected.
Probably throwing KB Sides a whole bunch of stuff off speed, working her under the hands, working away. Tennessee well shaded. See the outfielders. Look at where Kiki Malloy and Hannon, the left fielder, pulled well over to the left. Kiki Malloy in center field is almost into the gap. And Ayala, the third. You can see she looks like she's way over into the gap in right field.
We're getting close to shifting of this Tennessee outfield. They've already played Hemphill out on the warning track tonight. Here in the first.
A lot of positioning.
Sides walks to load them up.
Yeah, Montana bounced through a lot of pitches in the first inning. Callie Turner's thrown a lot of pitches in the first inning.
Three on with 2 out, Savannah Woodard. 303 on the season. 0 for 1 with a couple of walks last night. Takes a look at a strike, 67 miles an hour. Woodard off the glove of Turner, trying to find it, and a run will score. And then they throw it away into the outfield, and another run will score. 2-1 tied.
Savannah Woodard with a really hard hit right back to Callie Turner, in and out of her glove, and then she picks it up. Good job by Ashley Morgan to scoop that out, but then the throw back to second base gets into the outfield, and a couple runs on the board for Alabama. They take the lead on what will probably be 2 throwing errors.
They will actually give her a single to drive in a run, and then an E3 on the throw from first. I mean, it hit the pitcher right in the glove.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tennessee a run in the top, Alabama getting right back after it, and a 2-1 lead. Couple of hits and a couple of walks. And what probably should have been a couple of errors.
Yeah. Could have gotten out of the inning.
Maddie Morgan, the number 7 hitter, has a hit in 7 straight games. Seen her batting average jump about 25 points. walks them loaded.
And this inning started out so promising, too. Striking out Alexis Mack and doing it with 3 straight strikes. Callie Turner looked good and then walked Hemphill, and it's kind of been downhill from there.
There is activity out in the bullpen. Samantha Bender, she was the first one up yesterday, and then they eventually got someone else up. They did not go to her. She's only got 12 appearances on the season. But